What is currently happening, programs? Welcome to the Grid VR, where I'll be bringing you this week's news in virtual reality. It's Friday the 23rd of June 2017, and all I can say this week is Mario, Mario, Mario. Why you forget Luigi? We've got Super Mario Bros. AR, Spiderman VR, The Mage's Tale, Echo Arena, Oculus and Steam sales, and much more. Today I'm going to cover off the main events to keep you in the loop. So stay locked, crush that like button, enjoy, and welcome to the Grid VR.
What is currently happening YouTube? Facepalm here, your friend in Oz and NZ, bringing you reviews, tutorials and game clips, minus the shit. You can follow me on Twitter at Facepalm with a 1, not an L. As for here on YouTube, if you like what you find, then like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to bring your game face. Let's get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. The Oculus and Steam sales are on your marks. Get set, go! This week we've had some awesome new games crop up and a whole lot of awesome titles come up on sale. First, let's cover what's new. On the Oculus side of things, In Exile Entertainment's action RPG dungeon crawler, The Mage's Tale, landed on the Oculus store at an asking price of $39.99 US. You are an apprentice who must save his master, the mage Alguin, from the evil wizard Galfroy in a 7 to 10 hour campaign fraught with intense boss battles, ancient traps, and crypts. You must use a spell crafting system to craft spells of fire, ice, wind, and lightning using mystic ingredients while you explore, aka teleport and snap turn, your way through secret rooms while raiding chests, solving puzzles, and battling enemies ranging from goblins through to monstrous beasts and even other powerful wizards. The game has front-facing and 360 standing play, supports Oculus Touch controllers, and is currently an Oculus exclusive, but as always, Vive owners can play this now using Revive, though the developers have said they will bring this directly to Vive in the future. So get your most spellbinding robe on? Haha, sure, why not? And get your Bard's Tale on like it's 2017. Ready at Dawn's competitive online zero-gravity shitfight, Echo Arena, has hit open beta this weekend and is now available for all Rift owners on the Oculus Store for free. This is the faster-paced multiplayer component of the full Lone Echo game, which will be released on July the 20th. This game reminds me of Tron crossed with the Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe, and my god man, the hands. Honestly, you wouldn't think this would be something worth making a point of, but shit, in terms of visual quality and tracking, this game has the best hand presence I've had since Leap Motion. I didn't once see my elbows buckle to unusual angles, and the arms and hands were visually stunning, accurately tracked, and extremely well designed, so some straight up bonus points there. On top of that, the zero-G movement system they have in place has actually cracked up to be as good as we thought it would be, so again, bonus points there too. The open beta runs from Friday the 23rd, which is today, up until this Sunday the 25th. So get online and get ready to chuck discs at the opposing team like you're swatting flies in a shitstorm. And take advantage of the fact that with all that arm swinging, you'll now have a much better explanation as to why your right arm is much bigger than your left. Hey, what about the hairy palms though? Spiderman Homecoming, the VR experience, will be out on June 30th, which is a full week before the release of the film, and surprisingly, even though Sony Pictures made the movie and Sony Pictures Virtual Reality made this VR experience, it won't be a PSVR exclusive, and instead will be released on all major VR platforms, including the Rift and Vive, and also at selected theaters across the US of A. Don't get it twisted here though, this isn't a move by good guy Sony to share the VR love on all platforms. They're making the new Spider-Man movie, and the more people that get to experience this short VR title, the more it promotes the movie, which is where the big bucks are out, so this is actually a really smart move. The other big bucks are potentially with the full Spider-Man game, due out in 2018, which is developed by Insomniac Games, who you may recognize from Ratchet & Clank, or in the field of VR, from the brilliant Lovecraftian style game Edge of Nowhere. As far as this VR experience is concerned though, I'm hoping it will be like the Batman Arkham VR experience, which I really liked, instead of the subpar 360 clips of late, which I definitely haven't liked. And if you ask me, Spider-Man being Spider-Man, I feel like he deserves the interactive VR treatment, though I guess we'll find out next week. The Oculus and Steam Summer Sales are on now, and on the Oculus front, we've got gems like Chronos, Edge of Nowhere, The Gallery, Call of the Starseed, Robinson the Journey, Technolust, and Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, to name a few. But more impressively, as you would expect, is the Steam Summer Sale is on now. There are a lot of titles from the Oculus Store that are on sale on the Steam Store, and for a cheaper price too. So if your experience with Steam VR, whether you use a Rift or Vive, has been good, then this is the place to save some dollars and get some games that you can't get on the Oculus Store. There are a couple of links in the description of this video from Reddit users who have done the hard work and isolated all the VR titles for you. So check there if you want to see what's what, but of note, if you like slaying zombies, is Arizona Sunshine, which has 20% off. Or if you like VR climbing platforming games, To the Top currently has 25% off. If immersive VR RPGs are your thing, then Vanishing Realms has 30% off. The Golf Club VR is 25% off for those of you with a cruisy sporting streak, and for the escape room puzzler gamer in any of you, Abode is up at 20% off also. If you like some straight up terror, then Dread Halls is 33% off. Sirento VR is 20% off if you want to get your Gunfire Ninja on. For me though, the big three of the VR FPS games, Onward, Pavlov, and Bullets and More, are all on sale, and you can pick all three up for around 35 bucks, or just the one you want for an absolute steal, with the Counter-Strike-like Pavlov copping a whopping 40% off, the somewhat COD stylized Bullets and More with 40% off, and the more true-to-life military sim Onward with a 20% discount, which actually comes at a really good time with the Onward VR Championship just around the corner on July 15th and 16th, so keep a lookout for that one. And you can check the description for links to everything that I just mentioned. And briefly, a dev by the name of Abhishek Singh has recreated the first level of Super Mario Bros. In augmented reality, and then played that level out in public in New York City's Central Park, wearing a full Mario outfit while rocking Microsoft's HoloLens. Now, if that isn't simultaneously the nerdiest and coolest sentence I've said this year, then I've got no idea what is. The video has no post-production, so is absolutely as is, and the tracking looks smooth enough, the object's solid, and it looks like it would absolutely be one of the less embarrassing things I've done in public. If you want to see the full video, check the description, and I'll also put a link down there to the developer's website if you want to see his other work as well. Also on the Mario buzz, Mario Kart Arcade GP VR will be skidding into the Bandai Namco VR zone in Shinjuku, Japan, and will allow players to terrorize each other with turtle shells on the racetrack we all know and love, whether you're young or old. Vive headsets are being used for the installation, and Vive pucks are fitted on players' hands to allow them to throw shells while simultaneously keeping at least one hand on the wheel to control their enjoyably over-exaggerated drifting skills. On the hardware side of things, the official page for the Steam VR knuckle controllers is up on the Steam community website, and though these are for devs only at this stage, the one thing that will definitely catch your eye is the 5-finger tracking. And what sets this finger tracking apart from something like the Oculus Touch controllers is, aside from tracking more than 3 lots of fingers, is that the Knuckles controller tracking has a curl value for each individual finger, which means that it's not just on-off like the Oculus Touch controllers, it's more like actual finger tracking like the Leap Motion controller. Now to me, this is the goods right here. A mix of a standard game controller that has all the buttons on it you need to control games, with the added bonus of tracking all your fingers so you can wave politely to someone you just schooled in online gaming. Gimme gimme. And finally, Zenimax and Oculus are at it again in their ongoing court rage, with Zenimax now demanding 20% of all Oculus sales due to previously stolen code. Regardless on your take on this saga, and honestly, I really don't give a fuck because I'm too busy playing VR games and letting them sort their own shit out, but one of the craziest things I read in the report that really put the scale of these companies into perspective was that Facebook's COO Sheryl Sandberg said in an interview that the jury award was not material to Facebook's financials. Jesus. Well, this springs to mind. Zenimax.
The day
Facebook dollars.
graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for
Facebook.
it was Tuesday.
And that's this week on the Grid VR. If you have more you would like to add, then hit me up in the comments below and let's discuss. And if you like this video, then crush that like button, hit the XO logo to subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!